let's see. I'm going to go with this one because it's like really kind of smooth up here, and I'm going to end up chopping off the head. This is going to be like the outside bolts. And let's see, is that thin enough? That's, yeah, that looks good. Alright, sweet. Got the bolts. Alright, gonna need a nut and a lock nut to keep it in place. Perfect. I had originally planned on buying one of the metal sheets that you see in front of you, and this one I'm picking up right now would have been like optimal because it's, you know, very strong, thick enough where I could do stuff with it, but the issue is I wouldn't really be able to cut it because I don't really have anything that could do that. So my next plan was to go with this one. Well, not that one specifically, but this one. And that's because it bends a little bit, so it's not as strong, but I'd be able to cut it. However, I scrapped both of those ideas and ended up going with this, which is more of a hinge bolt. And the reason I went with this was because it was very strong, very cheap, and I would likely be able to cut it much better than the other two. The next biggest thing was the spring, and luckily I was able to find a pack of them that were just about the perfect size. Parts achieved. Next step is going to be the build. So here's just a pretty quick overview of what I bought. I've got the hanger piece itself. This piece is meant to attach to the bolts and support the seat. There's also the JB weld, which is going to be the epoxy that attaches the hanger piece to the bolts themselves. This is the strongest one I could find, and it is supposed to work very well with metal. Next, there's the springs. I bought a pack of these just so I could use them once and possibly in the future. There's the lock nut and the bolt, meant to hold the smaller bolt to the bike frame itself. And then there's also the bolts, and if you're anything like me, I would certainly recommend getting another set of these, because I know that I am going to totally butcher the first two. At least the second set's going to be more of a safety backup.